Guys, welcome back to the video, and I hope everyone's having a great day. If you haven't not yet, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff if you want to. But thank you guys for tuning into this video, and be sure to check my other channels below, my game channel, which is pretty fun. Yeah, so we're back with Wansee Entertainment. Yeah, I'm hope we're watching Wansee Entertainment, and this is True Scary Discord Horror Stories Animated. I tried to use Discord to get the PS5, but no luck yet. But I was like, you know, the PS5 is gonna be out for like 6 or 7 years or even more. So why not? Like, why am I pushing myself to get it now? And it's still hoping to try. But hopefully, I'll get it this month. Cause I told myself, you know what? I'm just gonna get it next year because it's not that big of a deal when it came out, you know. So let's watch.
My son used to be very active on something called Discord, which, from what I understand, is a messaging app for people who play video games. It allowed him to talk to people from all over the world that play the same games as him. So at some point, he broke the news to us that he'd been talking to a girl over in the UK named Lori. She and he had become friends, playing some sort of pirate game, playing together most days and talking pretty much all the time when they weren't at their computers. And eventually, he just up and asked her if she wanted to be his girlfriend, and she says yes. It was definitely a new concept for someone like me who grew up at a time when cell phones weren't even a thing. But I understand that we live in the digital age where new methods of dating are coming to the fore, so I just tried to be happy for him, as any mom should when their kid gets their first girlfriend or boyfriend. Plus, with an entire ocean between them, it's not like I have to worry about them getting accidentally pregnant or something. However, one Sunday afternoon, my son emerges from his boy cave for what seemed like the first time in days. Walks into the TV room where me and my husband are sat, and with a very concerned look on his face.
Your girlfriend?
We asked him what the matter was, and
what the matter?
He just kind of shrugs, tells us everything is cool, and
what the matter?
Then just kind of wanders out again. So as you can imagine, me and my husband give each other a look as if to be like, what was that about? My husband gets up, follows our son into the living room before gently prodding him about anything that might be bothering him. From what he told me, our kid was just doing that typical boyish thing of pretending that everything was fine, but in a way that tells us that he's obviously upset about something. My husband then told me he asked after Lori, with our son responding in almost a visceral way of like, why are you always in my business, blah blah blah. He'd obviously touched on a sore subject, so our general conclusion was that he and Lori had broken up, and he just didn't want to talk about it. We weren't about to press him on it, so we kind of just left him to it to get over and move on to something
yeah,
new.
tell you his girlfriend. You ever know
Over the next month or
you don't know
so,
this
our
person.
son seemed to get increasingly depressed. He'd spend more and more time up in his room, only ever coming out to go to school or eat dinner and then just retreating back to his little boy cave. Like I said, we figured this was because he'd split up with his internet girlfriend, but one time my husband was walking past his room and blatantly heard him talking to someone via his little voice chat Discord thing, addressing them as babe and, at one point, Lori. So apparently they're still talking at that point, but we still assumed that they were having relationship issues, putting it down to the fact that they were like thousands of miles apart.
Okay.
I know long-distance relationships don't work at the best of times, even when people were just a few states away from each other.
Not saying she don't know
These
him,
had an
but
entire
basically,
ocean
y'all just
separating them,
y'all
so
just met.
God knows how hard that must have been on them.
It's like y'all falling in love or
Only
something.
as we came to learn, that wasn't exactly the problem.
He wasn't talking to Lori.
Much darker.
That's not Lori.
So as I said, our son seemed to be getting more and more depressed over the course of the month. And it got so bad that at one point that me and my husband discussed getting him a therapist or something to nip the problem in the bud before it could morph into something less easy to
Or
deal
did
with.
this girl put a curse on him?
Out of nowhere, he just perks up. One day he's looking better, feeling perkier, and is considerably more talkative. He actually seemed keener on spending more time with us too, which for a 16-year-old boy struck us as very unusual. I mean, not that we were complaining. It was nice seeing him feeling better about things, and we put it down to him meeting a new girl or just shutting out Lori from his life. This kind of sunny behavior carries on for like a week or so until one Saturday, when after coming down for breakfast, we don't see or hear from him for the rest of the day. Late in the afternoon, my husband goes up into his room, knocks on the door, and asks our son if everything is okay. He comes back down into the TV room, tells me there was no reply after knocking, then asks me if I'd seen him leave the house at all during the day. I tell him no, that if he had gone over to a friend's house or whatever, that he certainly hadn't let me know. Then my husband just kind of shrugs, tells me he has a headache, then walks off to the downstairs bathroom to get an aspirin from the medicine cabinet. Next thing I know, I can hear him springing down the hallway and up the stairs, his feet like boom, boom, boom as he rushed up to our son's room. I'm super confused, like what's going on, before walking out into the hallway. From where I'm standing, I can actually see into the downstairs bathroom, and what I see makes my blood
This is the
run
first
cold.
story like I'm like
We
actually
usually paid
like
all our pain pills and
like
other
watching
such medication in a
like
little
as a
plastic first
like a
aid kit
series
style thing.
series.
Kept that thing stuck to the gills.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And there it was, lying on the bathroom floor, almost completely empty. Then, like my husband before me, it hit me what had happened. So I sprint up to my son's room where I find my husband leaning over our boy's bed, shaking him like, "Wake up, can you hear me, wake up."
Did he
There's a
overdose?
pool of puke sitting on the bed next to his head, and he's completely unconscious. And there are empty pill trays lying on the floor nearby.
Put him in the shower.
As soon as I walk in, my husband runs back downstairs to call 911, and I take over the shaking, the wailing, begging him to open his eyes. Now, the only light in the room was coming from his computer monitor, so at one point I look over to it and see one of the most haunting things I've ever seen in my life. On the screen is a webcam window from the Discord thing I mentioned, and it displays the body of a young girl that's just kind of dangling in midair.
The ring?
It took me a second to realize what I was looking at, but when I did, I almost screamed the house down. She was hanging from
Oh
something.
no.
I tried not to look, I really did. I just tried to focus on my boy as his dad ran back upstairs with emergency services on his cell. I should have told him not to look, but I was just distraught. I could barely speak as he walks back into the room and starts describing
Juliet
our son's
were
condition
wrong.
to the dispatcher on the other end of the line. He's frantically talking
No,
away.
no.
He does pretty much the same thing as me. Turns around to see the webcam window open and the girl's body hanging on the
They're
screen.
wrong because the parents don't
He just froze,
even know
stops
each other.
talking, long enough for me to be able to hear the dispatcher say, "Sir, are you there, sir?" At which point he snaps out of his daze and carries on talking to the person on the other end. It was he that then had the same presence of mind to turn off the computer, all the while giving the EMTs our home address and begging them to arrive as quickly as possible. Our son was taken to the hospital where he promptly has his stomach pumped. We stayed all night, waiting in the visitors area, and when a doctor finally approached us with an update on our son's condition, I found my heart racing as I prepared for the worst. But thankfully, we'd gotten him to the hospital just in time.
Okay, good.
He survived. Barely, but the same couldn't be said for the girl on the computer screen, who we assumed was this Lori girl he'd been in a long-distance relationship with. When our son woke up and saw us in the hospital room, he burst into tears. He apologized over and over again, and we all just cried it out together. He then proceeded to spill his guts to us about what had
He
happened,
looked 12.
and I honestly couldn't believe my ears. It
What?
turned out that they'd formed a kind of pact together just the week before.
See, I knew it.
Right around the
I knew
same
it was
time he
something
seemed to have
like
perked
that.
up and gotten out of the funk he was in. Apparently, that was what did it. That she and he had figured out a way to escape the pain they were suffering, and that the revelation had been some kind of boost to him, as morbidly insane as that sounds. We went ahead with booking him into therapy, and he's doing much, much better now. We don't
Yeah,
monitor
that's
his
good.
online activities as he figured he'd just find a way to subvert us, but we definitely don't allow him to have a computer in his bedroom anymore. And since then, me and my husband have made an effort to acquaint ourselves with the darker corners of the internet. And believe me, there are some days I wish I hadn't. Because my God, there's some horrendous things out there. Things I wish I'd never seen, and that I'll never be able to get out of my head.
Wow. If you have any trouble, please consult with people. Yeah, it's serious out there. Yeah, if you ever, even for myself, if you ever feel like I guess, lonely or not so well. At the end of the day, it's okay not to be okay. If you feel that way, don't force yourself or make any harm to yourself. Because me, right now I'm doing a detox cleanse, and it's real, it's serious. Cause I did it before. I remember my first. I think when I got surgery, I did it for 5 days because it said not to eat like any like heavy food. So like, let me just do all these juices that I have in my refrigerator and that I ordered. So I was feeling fine. I was hungry, but this detox, it's like, now it's more of an emotional detox. You know, I was just feeling down, feeling drained. Like, it was the worst feeling ever. But I told myself it's just a detox. Nothing to worry about. Even if you don't have like not in a detox, there's worse situations people are going through. But I just say, talk to someone, write it down, talk to God if you believe in that. Look in the mirror, pray about it. You know, do something that um do something that makes you feel happy, even if you don't feel happy at that moment. Just do something. Take a nice nap. Open up the shades. You know, do something. Do something that puts you in the right mood. You know, talk to someone, and it's gonna be okay. I know you heard it before, but it's gonna be okay. Cause I said it's gonna be okay, and you said it's gonna be okay. And some affirmation, all that, all the great stuff. So tell me guys what you think about this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And have the most awesome, positive day, like I always say. And it's your life. Do what you want, and do it positively, wonderfully. Peace.